Good morning.
Good morning. So it's Thursday, it's our second last day of our walk, not quite 7 o'clock. The place where we're staying doesn't open till after 7 for breakfast, and we're aware these 48 school kids also want to have their breakfast, so we thought we'd just walk the couple of K into Azua and have breakfast there. So it's not that cold, maybe, 16?
14-ish,
but it is raining.
just a little bit. But I washed my hair last night. I'm not happy. All protected.
All right, guys, more later.
Bye.
So we just stopped for breakfast on the outskirts of Azua. It's really, the rain has set in now. It's a rainy old day. Now this is us walking through a very wet Azua. Can't even see the surrounding hills because of the mist and the rain. So we had a little bit of rain to start yesterday, more rain to start today, and the odds are we're going to get even more tomorrow to head to Santiago. It could rain all the way. It's hard to say. Certainly won't be walking into Santiago in heatwave conditions.
That's next week.
That's next week, yeah. So we've just walked out of town and there's multicoloured ponchos ahead. It's just going to be one of those days. I'm already calling it. I reckon it's going to fine up soon. Lynn's not so certain.
I do think so.
Good morning.
Hi.
So we're just reflecting, there's not an awful lot to see on this stage, especially when it's gloomy and raining. But we were just thinking about the last 4.5 weeks of walking, and just a few observations. So one I would make is about prices. I think right across the board, prices have gone up significantly. Some outrageously. Hotel Jacu in Puente La Reina. But then other little towns, not so much.
Yeah, and in the beginning more so than since then.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess you expect that, but it did come up in a bit of a hike. But in terms of money, nearly everywhere now accepts card payment.
Yeah.
A few places will say €10 minimum or maybe €20 minimum. We bring a debit card from our bank in Australia. So just to shout out to anyone who's from Australia. I don't know about your bank, but with Westpac, if you use your Westpac debit card in any of the ATMs that belong to a banker, A-B-A-N-C-A, a banker, they seem to be pretty well everywhere, it's fee-free.
Yeah.
So if you've got your Aussie dollars on your debit card and converted to euros, then they're fee-free transactions and withdrawals. But pretty much prices higher, I think we could say that.
Pilgrim meals, meal of the day.
Yeah.
Used to be 10 to 15.
Yeah.
Now they're more like 20,
Yep.
23. So that's pretty
Yeah.
big hike.
Yeah.
And the wine has gone up a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but it has gone up.
But like, for example, last night's meal in Ribadillo, the people there were so nice, they talked us into having a bottle rather than a glass. And we knew it was going to cost more, but we had a bottle of wine that cost €20. But we both had meals, coffee, dessert, agua con gas, soda water, wine, and I think the whole thing came to €50. So it's not that bad. So the other thing we were reflecting on is that knee. So having walked 500 odd kilometres, we've limped into a Astorga. Well, I've limped into a Astorga with a destroyed knee, and had to have 2 days of no walking before I got back on the trail. The last week I've been fine.
And crazy enough, I really thought it was going to be me this year, because before we come away, I'd had quite a few little niggles in my bad knee that I had serious repair done on 11 years ago to delay a knee replacement.
Yep.
And it was only supposed to last 5 years.
Yeah.
And I've done 10 Caminos, and it's now year 11.
Yep.
So I really thought it was going to be my knee, but it's performed excellently.
Yeah, so all along, every time we've done a walk, we've always said,
Yeah.
we'd like to do this without using transport or whatever. But we used to always have the caveat, if we get injured, we won't be stupid.
No,
And
I
I'm
won't hesitate.
really proud that we did that this time,
Yeah.
because it's enabled us to get back on track, and we're
Yes,
still going.
yes.
So that was a positive.
Yeah, and you are improving.
Yeah. Just whether I wear my backpack tomorrow or not,
Yeah, we're still debating on that one.
more to follow.
Yes.
So it's about 9:10. We've just been motoring along steadily. I think we've done about 8 kilometres or so already. It's every now and then it feels like the rain has stopped, but there's just a slight drizzle. And then when you walk under the trees, the drops blow off the trees. But one of the things we are aware of is walking in a poncho, you do steam up underneath, and it is quite a cool breeze. So if you take your poncho off and you're steamed up from the humidity, it's pretty easy to get a chill. So, but I reckon it's brighter. I'm saying it's brighter.
No, it's not.
Hello again.
Hey.
So one of the things we have noticed on the Camino seems to be a lot of new cafes and places opening up.
Yeah, in 2022 and 24, we saw a lot that had fallen by the wayside because of COVID. But obviously people are starting to have some confidence back and opening up new places. There's like stamp stations, with black stamps, like the Donativos.
Yep.
And craft bands.
Yeah, and a good example would be in Palace de Raya, that new Era restaurant.
Yes.
Only opened in February.
Oh, it was beautiful.
And I'm guessing because it's so new, it's not in the tourist guidebooks, or maybe the tour companies don't tell their clients about it, but we were able to walk in and get a table quite easily.
Yes, it was very nice.
Yeah. So same, new accommodations and new places to eat.
Which is good.
Which is great, yeah.
because it was very sad to see
Yeah.
the decline after COVID. So
Yeah.
it's great.
Now this bar was closed last time we were here. It's back. It's good to see. One of the iconic Camino bars. It's back in business. Not going off so much on a day like today, but good to see. So across the highway from where the Camino goes is this lovely cafe, and people obviously don't know about it because they're streaming past, but when all the other cafes have been hectic as, there's nobody here. Lovely man.
Yeah, I was going to say a lovely couple.
Yeah, like a little couple running it. Lovely food. Good afternoon. About 12:20. We just passed a marker that says it's 21.9 kilometres to Santiago, which should mean we're less than 2 kilometres to the end of today's walk. So we're just walking through some eucalyptus forests at the moment. But I have to say, there hasn't been an awful lot to show you so far today, especially with it being raining. But we left where we were staying just before 7 and had a few short stops on the way. But it hasn't been that busy. It's a funny phenomenon. Walking out of Sarria for the first day and a half, it was just absolutely bedlam. Now where people have all gone, I don't know, because it's yesterday and today has been nowhere near as busy. So whether people have got tired after their first day and leave late.
The weather might have.
The weather.
scared them.
Yeah, but nowhere near as busy for us anyway, yesterday and today. I'm guessing it'll completely flip tomorrow going into Santiago. So that will be another experience. But the rain's held off since we had our break, and that's lovely. So we're closing in on Pedrouzo. It's just gone 5 o'clock. We're wandering up the street to maybe have tea at Taste of the Way, quirky little restaurant that we went back in 2018 with Greg and Benjamin. Otherwise, the restaurant quite close to where we're staying is pretty good, but it doesn't open till 7. But I think we've realised that this town is a pretty dour place to stay, and a few people have commented, what a grey looking town to have as your last day on the Camino. It's got the feel of a real industrial town. Anyway, it's quite chilly and it's starting to rain, so we'll just see what happens for tea. So we just finished our tea in Taste the Way. We had a meal there back in 2018 with Greg from Canada and Benjamin from...
And it was vegetarian.
Yeah, and it was quite quirky and different.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's still got a place in the guidebooks, but it's a cafe now. We had a burger and chips, which was a very nice burger and chips.
Yes, and kitchen's opened all day, so
Yeah.
we were able to go in at 5 o'clock, which is good.
But it has lost its
Yeah.
allure. Can we say that?
Okay. Yes.
So we're going to go down the road for a nightcap. Okay, catch you later.
Bye.
Okay, so it's 7:30. We're on our way home, but we found Cindy looking for somewhere to eat, so we went back to Taste the Way, and we had a glass of wine that Cindy bought for us while she ate a meal.
Yeah, we kept her company.
And that was nice. And it's 7:30 now, but I think we've hit the wall, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we used to be 10 o'clock people, but now we're 7:30 people, and we've got a way to go tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, but while we were in the restaurant, the sky actually has cleared over a little.
A few blue bits.
Yeah, so there was sunshine for a little while.
Yeah.
So, but the lady in the cafe said it's going to rain tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
cafe ladies know what they're
think it
talking
will.
about.
I really do think it
Yeah, but we're all excited tomorrow for our walk to Santiago.
will. Yeah.
So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right then. Good night.